Okay, so here's a video about the area that I want to have the catio in. As you can see, what I've got in frame now is the full area. It's a paved patio area with fences either side. And I have got a separate document with the measurements in. If I step forward, so on this side, I want it to start here, right up really against this little brick base of this fence here, so it's right up against the wall and the fence. I'm aware there's a bit of a gap there at the bottom, but I'm going to do something with that, so don't worry about that. So yeah, I want it to go right up to there. Here obviously it's going to need to clear the top of the windows and the door. I think the 8 feet just about does that. I'd be well up for it being a little higher, particularly as there's this big pipe. We'll get to that. But I'm aware there's planning permission and things, so again I'm willing to take on suggestions and discussion about that. So there's that. Coming out this way, so if I turn around and look out towards my garden, which apologies for the mess, I'm doing a lot of work at the moment. What I'd really like, I think the 8 feet comes to kind of around here-ish. So it comes a bit short of this edge. I think up to the edge is about 10 feet. I'd be interested to know what it would cost to get it made to that 10 feet so that it goes right up to the end. I'm aware that in terms of the panels that might be quite tricky. If it was easier to make it to 12, I'd be quite up for the idea of the entire roof going 12, so it would go over here onto this grass bit a little bit. And we'd be kind of having a 2-tier space within the catio. I'd be quite open to that idea, though obviously I'd have to look at cost, or we stick with plan A and it just comes a bit short to here. Obviously I'm aware that I would need a gate in here. What I'd really love, ideally, would be for the thing to go a little bit above here and the gate to be kind of here. So you would be in the catio, you would walk along to here, and you'd open the gate, and then you'd step up here, and the gate would be just there. So I'm quite up for that, but if it can't be done or it's too expensive, I guess we'll just have to go to the 8 feet, and I can just have a layer here with some plant pots and things. But it does seem like a bit of a waste. I want to get as big a space as possible. Now we get to the really, really hard bit, and that's this corner. Turn it that way. What I ideally want is, again, for it to go right up to the fence. So whereas it went almost to the fence the other side, went right up to the fence this side, I want it to do the same here. We can't really because of the drain. So I would say we could do a line from the edge of the drain up, but then we hit the window. And the window ledge at the top, and the rest of the drain, so it just becomes impossible. The other option is to not include the window and to basically do a line with where the paving ends, but then again you've got the edge of the window and this big pipe, and that's all really difficult. Probably the easiest option is to do it literally where this washing line comes this side, and perhaps just cut some kind of gap. I don't know how we secure it to incorporate the pipe. So yeah, again, not sure what the best option would be, but that would then still lose us all this space. I wanted to use this space at the edge. Again, I want to make it as big as possible, and also I like the idea of having that window as part of it. I would contemplate putting a cat flap in there and then a little ladder down, so that would be quite a fun way in and out. But then we do have a slightly uneven floor down here with paving and all that, so I would have to think of what I could do with that kind of stepped area. So yeah, this corner is the problem, and I would need to take advice on what we can do there, but I've got the measurements and I'll send them through. Thank you.